Yes, welcome to my YouTube channel called the Revit Guy. The continuation from um, the external works series, that several series we're working on last 2 weeks at the moment. So I'm supposed to record this immediately after, but I think I traveled and just walk. But anyway, I am here now. So we did this last week. We talked about the site, it's the level, the field region, did all the graphics, show the dimension, the setting out, the drainage, the percentage of drain. So now this week we're going into, or for this class rather, we're going into site section. So I've already put my section line. So this one I'm cutting the section because you want to show relationship between the building and the sidewalks and um, the walkway also, and the what's it called, the lawn. You also want to show joint conditions. You also want to show build up. You want to show give some information on the finishes and all those kind of stuff. So I've already put my set section on shit. So the first thing will just be like a random section. Then you show call out of the bottom. Then you move forward and you show critical points like this. Whenever you have a joint like this, also like this. So this will be at a higher scale, so the drawing is bigger. So it'll be on a lower scale, so the drawings are bigger. So this is what I have done. I've already cleaned it up. I've already put my field region to just make it look neater and more graphically pleasing. So without further ado, let's dig in. So this is almost like wall section, but it is, it's more of outside materials and stuff. So for this was already on this section. I think I've already done some because I just did sidewalk and what did I do? Yeah, I did lawn. Then you just do a generic name, steps, then driveway. So this will now be where you start to like obviously zoom into information. So what I've learned over this my small years of experience is that I always like to put my annotation towards the right, because when you print and you have so many sheets, you find out that towards this edge here, it's difficult to read it because of trying to fold it and because of how the volume of the drawings. So I put all my annotation and important information on this side as much as possible. Obviously, there are some areas where you have to put it on the other side. Anyway, let's go on. So first thing I want to do is label my drawing. So if I do TX, I'm the one with arrows, so I want this guy. Um, so what do I call this guy now? That is the walkway in the building. So I think we use 1 2 by 1 2. Oops. Um, or should we do this? And you can put the brand name. So if it's Porcelanosa, if it's Rack, if it's whatever, I just want to put porcelain tiles. Oops. Laid. Uh, porcelain tiles. Laid on. Put 50 cement creed. And 250 reinforced. Reinforced. Okay, this my text is too big. It's slab. So this is what let's oops. Let's start E. Structural engineer E. So this is structural engineer's confirmation and detail. So normally you have a legend to explain all these things. And after that, next thing is so this is what I'm labeling, just by the way. Put it on. I'll put it on thin line so you see. So this is the tiles, this is the street, this is the slab, this is the waterproofing membrane, this is your sand, your compacted sand, this is your gravel, and this is your earth. So let me my text is not showing because of this. Okay, yeah, so I'm not done. This text is big. Let's look for a smaller text. I keep having that thing. I don't know why. Let's do this. Okay, yeah, so I think this is fine. So we'll take this to the side. So something like this. So the next would be damp or um, okay, damp roof. Membrane. Obviously, if it's professional work, you would put the brand name or approve the core. I don't want to put any brand name for that. So the next one would be well impact sand. The next one would be I think let's just use 150. 150 gravel. This is 150 for this as well. Um well oops. No, right. So that's the labeling for this. Um, let's call this moisture. Yeah, they're the same thing. How does the spelling of barrier? So put it on meter. Yeah, so same thing. Okay, I think I like it the way it was before. Maybe it's too far from the trying. So let's do this. And then let's do this. That's what I wanted to do. I want to contact empty. Use the color text. So let's say let's call this obviously you would have had your coordinated drawing so you know what to say. But for this I don't have any structural drawing. So I'll just call it 20 by 900, maybe 15 mm ground beam and first concrete reinforced concrete ground beam, right? And stretches, get everything online. 120 by input by the height, or the thickness rather. Maybe 10 mm. Okay, so that we're clear on that. And what again? Then we have this small stuff up here. So whenever you are working on site and you draw a make this one dark and you draw concrete and they are not fixed together, you want to draw them as two separate elements. The reason why is that whenever you are this representation shows that it was not cast together at the same time. Whenever you have a concrete joint that was not cast the same time, you also need to have a concrete sealant or a concrete joint, as the case may be. So I worked with some Germans, and there's one they normally use, which is very, very durable and it does the work. It's known as close seal or something like that. Let's just call this one instruction joint sealant. There are different types. Different types. This practice is only ever done these days, Shabo. So one, it helps you treat the joint condition and also um, prevents horizontal moisture movement or whatever. And also when you use a sealant and a joint, the when it's settling, they will most likely settle together, so you won't have all those cracks. You might have, but it will not be as much as if it was not there. That's why if you notice some buildings that you go to, you will see like maybe where the tiles is meeting the walkway is meeting the building. It may have there's like a space in between it. Obviously, you know that they settle differently. Just observe. There was probably no instruction joints and sealants. Okay. So the next one would be this young man. 125 by 450 mm input curb, and this guy be straight. Let's try. This is fine. So we are good on this. Then what again? Let's bring this down a little bit into this one here so that I don't have dimensions crossing. Mhm. I want to look at this guy. So this one is similar to, in fact, I just say I can copy this because it's almost similar to this. So just that this one won't have all this. Have this. This one, the thickness of this should be 20 because it is for outdoor. And bring it small down small so that it can breathe. Okay, so we have 120 by 120 porcelain tiles on 50 screed as I'm leveling this. 50 cement screed, 250 reinforced concrete slab. Then we have a geotextile membrane. Geotextile membrane. So this also prevents water I'm sipping through. Uh, yeah, yeah. So, and the last thing I would like to label, I'll label it on the bottom. So let's take this one. And let's see. Let's copy this. Now, let's label this. So this is the lawn. And that one has its own build up. So let's go. Lawn, which is 150 mm, imported topsoil, which is also known as loamy soil or black sand. They call it on sites. Then we also have 200, oops, 200 washed horticultural compacted soil. That's like your sharp sand, or it's usually yellowish, or like big sand. Then we have your 100. That's what you use for leveling to level the site. 100 mm. 100 mm washed tea gravel. Then all on wet, well, oops, compacted. Yeah. Okay, so let me just plug this one. So this is fine. So this build up I got from a landscape engineer that I worked with, and also like I've seen different build up, but I think this is one that I like. Obviously, you can add more information to your. Let me remove the to your own. Then another important thing is that you want to put. Hang on, you have to put spot elevation. That normally that will show that. And put this. Put this. Um, again. I think this is fine. Maybe you want to put this too. Depending. Let's put this. But I would want this one to have leader, all this kind of stuff. But again, let's show our slope moves on the grass. Oh, there's no slope. There's a 2% slope here. Okay, I think this way is leveled at. Fix eccentrics. So what again? So I think this is basically it. So do the same thing for this. So what I'll do in midweek, I will just detail this one and just probably talk about it briefly. But this is like the fundamentals for site section. So like I said, you would get your site section. After that section, you do a blow up of the base, then you zoom into critical areas and you do the build up to the joint condition, give dimensions, mm, and joint condition and all this kind of stuff. Why is this so high? Okay, there's no entrance from here. This is just at the back. Also, like I said, this is very important. Your construction joint and your joint condition. And also, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that subscribed and the comments and feedback was really, really, really very helpful. Like, I think when I went on a break, I was on 500 to something subscribers. Now I'm on like 589 or 88, probably 600. So it means that my video is going well and people are impacting. And somebody asked me a question, and I was like mid video. In my mind, I feel like people don't watch this video to the end, and I was shocked. And I really liked it. And for all the people that were talking about the games that I mentioned, got to somebody even chatted me up on WhatsApp and asking me about this game. What do I actually get? I was telling me, gonna get that game. I was telling me some other ones that he has played and everything. I love you all, and thank you. I would see you hopefully midweek, where I will detail this one and explain all these things as well. And I think I have another section. I'll just explain. Okay, this is just cap. Okay, I think this is because of the damage. Maybe the fence, okay, flower, whatever. So I might dig into all those ones and explain it further. And we're gradually coming to an end of your typical drawings. I think the other one that we'll have to do maybe trim call out and internal elevations, what to look out for. Then after that, I will start to go into tips and tricks on modeling, how to make your modeling fast, how to do like line-based modeling, how to do model, how to load like families for model, and just some short irritation that Revit cause, how to, work your way through it. I've been using Revit for a while now, and somehow over the years I've been able to build like my own sort of style that works well and sort of increases your efficiency and your speed. So maybe I'll start to go into those kind of discussions. Not necessarily for it's not necessarily beginner friendly. Obviously, you would have had to be using Revit for a while before you can follow the class, but then maybe I might just do like a beginner class on Revit. So the problem why I don't do that is because I see that a lot of videos on that. So the reason why I decided to talk on construction documentation was that there was really very few videos on how you go about in construction documentation, the information that is needed in construction documentation, and things along those lines. So that's why I decided to do stuff like this. Another knowledge gap that I saw is what I want to delve into, like tips and tricks, how to what to look out for when you're modeling, like just it's very interesting to be very short. So thank you once again, and I'll see you on the next one.